Hello everyone, welcome to IQchess. In today's video, we will study an interesting response against e4, e5 known as the Konstantinopolsky variation. This variation in particular is very rarely seen at the highest levels, so you can expect your opponent to not know the theory and surprise them early on. The game starts with e4, e5, knight f3 and knight c6. And here, instead of going for regular stuff like bishop to c4, bishop to b5 or knight to c3 even, we will play the move g3 entering into the Konstantinopolsky variation. In the first segment of the video, we will look at the theory and ideas for both black and white. And later on, I will show you a game played between Jan Krzysztof Duda and Magnus Carlsen in the 2022 Charity Cup of Chess 24, where Magnus lost in just 26 moves. As always, I have made a PPT explaining this opening. You can check it out in the top link in the description. It's just 3 pages. It has all the basics that you will need to pick this opening and play right away. So yeah, let's get into the video. At this point, black has two main choices. Black can play an immediate d4, striking at the center and play an open game. Or black can play in sort of a closed manner with knight on f6, bishop on c5, d6, and just a slow and maneuvering game. First, we will look at a game played between Alireza Firouzja and Anish Giri in the Norway Chess 2023. We had knight f6, bishop to d3, bishop to c5, bishop g2, d6, and a really important move, c3. This move is like a cornerstone of all these positions. This move basically starts the queenside expansion or a strike back at the center. So from here on, we look at the common ideas for white. There are 3 main plans for white. White can either go for b4 and a4, that is if black does not play the move a5 and prevent us from doing so. Option number 2 is to play d4, playing in the center and close the center and go for h3, g4, expanding in the king's. So in this game, Anish Giri goes for the move a5, preventing black from expanding in the queen side. So we have castles, and white plays the move rook e1. Black goes for h6, preventing the move bishop to g5 with a pin. Now we have d4, the bishop retreats to a7. We have h3 from white, again preventing the pin on g4. We have bishop to d7, bishop e3, queen c8, and now we have an attack on the king side with the move g4. So enough, black would try to white would try to move the knight out of the way and play the f pawn forward and just go for a massive pawn strike. This is generally the way this position is played, and in this game we have rook e8, knight bd2, a4 advancing in the queen side, a3, b5, and queen c2. We have knight to a5. This square is really juicy. There are no guards except for this knight, so black is trying to plant their knight over there. We have knight to h4, as I said, moving out of the way to give way for the f pawn, and this game just goes into a very complicated middle game. Now we look at another example played between Vladimir Kramnik and Sergei Lebanov. This is a game played in the titled Tuesday that featured a queenside expansion. We have e4, e5, knight f3, knight d6, g3, knight f6, d3, bishop to c5, bishop g2, d6, c3, castles, and here we have a6. So in the last game, black played a5, preventing the queenside expansion. But in this case, we have a3. So Vladimir Kramnik immediately takes the opportunity and plays the move b4. We have bishop to a7, we have a4. And then we have h6, again preventing the pin, knight b to d2. So this knight and bishop have 2 main ways of developing. This knight could either develop to knight a3 and to either c4 or c2, or alternatively this knight can go to d2 to f1. You can play bishop to e3 with a trade and bring the knight back to the middle. So it's quite unconventional. We are moving the knight 3 times in the opening to develop it to an active square. So for these reasons, not many people prefer playing in these positions. So that's it. In this game, we have knight to b2. In fact, we have b5 from black, by striking at the center, knight to f1, bishop to b7. We have bishop to e3, black takes and Kramnik takes back the knight. We have knight to e7, giving way for the c pawn. Again, these knight maneuvers by white and black are really common. Usually, white moves the knight out of the f5 to give way for the f pawn to move forward, and similarly, black usually moves the knight out of the way to give way for the c pawn to move forward. Again, just like the last game, this game develops into a really complicated middle game where both sides just lash out at each other. There's a trade on the a file. Kramnik chooses not to trade because that would really be benefiting black, because when they take back, they'll have the full control of the a file. So just Kramnik switches the play to the center and now tries to play at the center. I'll be providing the links for both of these games in the description. If you're interested, you can check the whole game out. But I'm not going to be doing that in this video. Now, for the final boss. Here is a game played between Jan Krzysztof Duda and Magnus Carlsen in the Charity Cup 2023. We have e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, g3, and Magnus goes for the open game with b5. Now, in this variation, white has a really simple plan. You will take, you will take back, and after the recapture, you will play knight c3, winning a tempo on the queen. Usually the queen moves back to one of these squares. You will finish it off. You will play d6, bring the bishop out. Castles on the king side. Oh my god, I'm drawing stupid arrows. And h3, g4. That is basically it. So we have e takes on d5, queen takes d5, knight to c3, queen to d6, bishop to g2, bishop to g4, h3, bishop h5. Previously, Magnus himself has played this position with the white pieces, where he played the move g4. However, in this game, we have the move d3 from Jan Krzysztof Duda. Magnus consolidates the center with the move f6. We have castles and we have long castles from Magnus. Now here, seeing that there is a opposite side castling, absolute pandemonium is gonna come in the board. So both sides will try to attack each other on the king side and the queen side respectively. So we have the move b4 by white. This move is simply trying to induce black to take the pawn and take out of this open file, at which point this bishop and the rook will team up, and it's going to be a bit hard to defend for black. It's not like losing, but you need to be really accurate. Magnus calls the bluff and takes the queen. He takes on b4, and the knight is being attacked. So we have bishop to d2 defending the knight. Also, this move lines up some discoveries on the queen. Magnus plays queen a5, still on the way of the discovery, but there is no real good way to discover the queen, so it's nothing wrong with this move. We have a3 from Duda, knight g to e7, rook to e1, bishop to f7. Admittedly, this move was the starting of the trouble. If you want a clear analysis of this game, Agadamatar made a video on this exact game. I'll drop a link below for that in the description. You can check it out. It's a really fascinating game. He explains every single move in detail, much more than I could ever imagine doing. So in this position, we have the move knight e4, opening a discovery on the queen. Queen goes to a4, and we have knight to c5. Now here's the problem. After the move queen to b5, white is almost winning if white plays the best move. Try to find it if you can. I'll wait for a few seconds. So the move at this position is actually a knight sacrifice with knight takes on e5. The point being, if black recaptures, you have queen to g4 check, and after the king moves, you have a dynamite strike with knight takes on b7. Neither the queen nor the king can take it because rook to b1 will simply win the queen back. And if black doesn't take it back, this is going to be bad news either way because this file is completely open, black has no defense, and still the engine is like +6, but plus 0.6, but yeah, that's quite frankly not possible to defend with the black pieces. And also the problem that with this move is basically that this bishop is unguarded, so the threat is simple. If you don't take, I'm coming there with a fork. So that's basically the idea of this specific part. Also, there is this threat. You can just open the king side of black. But in this game, we have bishop to b4 from Duda. We have knight takes b4, a takes b4, knight to c6, just defending the a7 square. We have knight to g5 now. Again, this capture would be troublesome because of this check. So that happens. And we have king b8, knight to d7 check. We have a successful infiltration. The rook takes, we have queen takes. Here, Magnus plays the move bishop takes b4, attacking the rook and also opening the back rank, the defense of the back rank with this rook. However, this is inviting more problems as white plays rook e b1, simply pinning the bishop to the queen. We have a5 from Magnus. This is a mistake. It gives a lot of advantage to white, like almost plus 1.5. We have b takes c6. So again, if the queen captures, it's going to be bad news because after the capture, c3 will just win the bishop back and it's bad news for black. So Magnus plays queen to b6. We have c3 anyway because if the bishop moves, the queen is going to be lost. Rook f8. Let's not forget that this bishop has been hanging for a really long time. So we have rook f8. We have c takes b4, and here Magnus blunders with the move a4. So in this position, the evaluation of the engine was plus 1.75 after queen takes on c6. However, this move immediately loses for black, and now it's plus 5.8. And Duda finds the best move, which is queen to e7, a simple fork. One of these pieces will be lost, and Magnus just resigns the game at this point. So this is quite interesting choice if you want to try it out. So yeah, try this opening out. And also, I have made a PPT for this opening too. You can find the link for it in the description. Check it out. Comment below what opening you want to see next. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me to keep going. Thank you.